Man has always sought to chart his surroundings. The map became our tool to see beyond the horizons. We filled the blank spots with our imagination and our values. New thoughts and new horizons gave us a new way to look at the world and to change it forever. But just like our perception of the world, the map is subjective, a tool shaped according to the needs of the user. One of the challenges in our modern society is the increased demand for electricity distribution. And what are the possibilities for meeting consumers' needs for increased electricity consumption? The map reveals its gloomy answer, that in many places of the world it's impossible to build more power lines. On July the 13th, 1977, 9 million people in New York City suffered a power outage for 24 hours when a power line malfunctioned. The need for exchanging power between regions and states grows every year. But extending New York City's electricity supply network would encroach into one of America's most densely populated areas. Australia, one of the world's most sparsely populated countries. The need to join electricity supply networks together exists here as well, although the main reason is economics. The problem with linking states that want to share electricity and improve reliability in each region is that a large proportion of the terrain is made up of national parks with unique and sensitive natural wildlife, as well as large privately owned agricultural areas. It's estimated that by the year 2020, electricity consumption will have grown by almost 30%, according to the Energy Information Administration. Today, there are over 500,000 kilometers of power lines across our globe, enough to stretch 12 times around the Earth. Environmental organizations such as Greenpeace and No Poles demand that power companies find new, innovative solutions and don't just choose the easiest and cheapest alternative. The map is still subjective, just as reality is. For some, the power line is a solution to a problem. For others, it is a blight on the environment. The map clearly shows its position, indisputable and not open to interpretation. TransEnergy has found a solution to these problems. HVDC Light, designed by ABB, makes it possible to distribute more electrical power in reality without being visible on the map or affecting the environment. Thanks to HVDC Light not being visible on the map, completely new conditions necessary for new power transfer construction are created. We're going to look at a couple of examples of the practical use of HVDC Light. Two places on Earth that are total opposites. The cross-sound cable joins the states of Connecticut and New York with an underwater cable. cross-sound cable crosses over sensitive oyster banks, and there's been strong opposition to the cable. But the effect on the seabed and life there is insignificant. 6 days after the cable was buried, the seabed regained its natural form. And in its buried state, the cable constitutes no threat against the environment. HVDC Light now makes it possible for several players on the mainland to supply electricity to the hard-pressed electricity supply networks of Long Island and New York City. With this link, the risks for power outages in New York and Connecticut will diminish considerably. Murraylink, the world's longest underground transmission, is an electricity transfer link that joins together the states of Victoria and South Australia. When planning, it was discovered on the map that parts of the link would have to pass through sensitive natural areas. From the start, Murraylink was a project involving great stretches of overhead lines. But thanks to the decision to bury the cable along the entire distance, the environmental effect was minimal. This way, planning permission for the project took a few months instead of several years. Murraylink now makes it possible for both of the states to freely trade electricity, as well as creating several new markets. DC transmissions are normally only economical with large power transfers over long distances. But ABB's HVDC Light and cable technology have proved themselves. It extends the economical power range of HVDC transmission down to just a few tens of megawatts. TransEnergy is constantly seeking new projects around the world that make electricity trading possible. One of TransEnergy's demands on both Murraylink and cross-sound cable was for the new system to be quickly put into operation in order to meet customers' needs. Amongst TransEnergy's customers are both generators and retailers. Retailers who want to trade electricity and generators who want access to new markets. TransEnergy's customers only utilize the link if it makes the best economical alternative. Man's way of looking at the world is changing, and our need for electricity seems to be endless. A continued enlargement of the world's power supply network is thought to be unavoidable. But the influence of the power supply network on the environment can be controlled. By looking beyond the map's horizons and daring to break the boundaries in reality. Like reality, the map is subjective. HVDC Light makes it possible to distribute more power without being seen in the environment. HVDC Light from ABB. Invisible on the map, but a visible light in reality.